Alright, yeah, test the mic first. I hope you guys can all hear me well. Hi, Erwin. Yeah, thanks for joining the live every time. Even you doesn't take the SBM, you still help out here. Yeah, we will start the live streaming maybe like in 1 minute. Yeah, I guess you guys will have your moral exam soon. Haven't you taken your dinner? Yeah, I haven't taken my dinner. Yeah, I just finished this paper. So yeah, I feel more confident if I go through the paper before live streaming. Or else sometimes I tend to make a lot of character mistake. No, I didn't teach moral. Order the food first. It's fine. Later I teach halfway, then the food arrive already. It will be a bit troublesome for me. I will just go out and eat after live streaming. Is IGCSE easy? For me it's quite okay. Any chapter in MF need to be extremely focused. I don't know. Depend what chapter you are weak at. Basically, because MF. A lot of students ask me about tips for MF, but if you see the MF paper one and paper two, basically they cover all the chapters. Yeah. If you ask me which chapter is important, I would say those chapters coming out from for paper one and paper two. Those chapters are important. Yeah, like coordinate geometry you have for both papers, statistic you have for both paper. Yeah, those I would say is very important. So I love you. Yeah, I love you guys too. Right, let's do not want to waste the time. We have about 154 students here. And yes, I thanks for the 11 like over there. Yeah, I can even see you like my videos. Okay, so let's begin. Do not want to waste your time. Alright, so yeah, hope today I didn't make so much character mistake. Alright, so today I will discuss about Selangor State Paper 2019. This is the SET2. I believe they have two different sets, SET1 and SET2. This is a SET2, Paper 2. So yeah, I hope I can finish this live streaming in uh, around 2 hours. I hope it doesn't more than 2 hours because it's a little bit exhausted. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of formula here. You should know how to use the formula. So I'm not going to cover how to use the formula here. So yes, so yeah, let's begin with this question. So when y equals to 4x minus x squared, cutting the x-axis at the point O and B. So the cutting at these two different points. Okay, so they said the region revolve through 360 degrees about the x-axis, find the volume generated in terms of pi. That means basically they ask about this region, and I guess is like all the region combined together. Yeah, because when I see the region, I thought it's like specific region, region P or region Q, something like that. But then I guess what the question say is the whole shaded area here. You just imagine the line, the vertical line is the shaded region. So yeah, so the shaded region here going to rotate 360 on y-axis, on x-axis. So we know when rotate on x-axis, right? The formula is what? The formula will be pi from A to B, and then this one rotate on x-axis. This one will be y square, right? Dx. So you need to use this formula. So before I use this one, of course I want to know what is my coordinate B because it's an x-intercept. X-intercept should be very easy to should be very easy to find. So we just make y equal to 0. So if I make the y equals to 0 here, I have 4x minus x squared. So I factorize out the x, I should have 4 minus x. So I solve it at x equals to 0 or my x equals to 4. Yeah, so you realize this coordinate make a lot of sense because you touch a 0 and obviously b is 4. So right now if I know the x intercept already, then I can just find the volume easily by doing 0 to 4. Right, over here, a bit troublesome is for y square, because y square basically is 4x minus x square. Alright, for this kind of expression, you must expand it. Yeah, because you cannot straight away integrate. Because last time actually I thought wrongly in my video. I thought you can straight away like plus 1 and then divided by 3, and then you differentiate this one, you get 4 minus 2x. You can do like this. But when I go to learn the higher level integration, I realize this method doesn't work, and then I'm trying to find out why it doesn't work. Is when you do the integration, you have something like this bracket of 2 or bracket of any number more than 2, it doesn't matter. Inside the bracket, x must be power 1, then only you can straight away do. Example, today I have 4x minus 1 power of 10. Okay, like this I can straight away do without expanding it. But if today this is 4x squared, I cannot straight away integrate without expanding. Alright, so therefore, so if you want to integrate the y square, you kind of need to like expand the square first. So I will just expand it. This one is 16x squared minus 8x cubed plus x power 4. So I will integrate this one. This one will be my y square. Alright, so I will expand 16x squared minus 8x cubed plus x power 4 and then dx. Okay, dx over here just tell you you need to integrate. When you want to start to integrate, must in term of x. So now every term is in term of x, so I can start my integration. So integration basically is x power plus 1 divided by total power. So this is x power of 3 plus 1 is 4 divided by 4. This is x power of 5 over 5 and then 0, 4. Alright, so you can kind of ignore 0 here because 0 substitute in all the x, you get 0. So I just need to make sure I do the 4 correctly. So yeah, I will use the calculator to do this. Teacher, if the question asked to find in term didn't ask to find in term of pi and the answer have pi, do we need to change to pi or to 3.142? Yeah, okay, most of the time, almost like 95% or even 100% in SPM, they always ask in term of pi. Yeah, so far I haven't seen any integration questions about volume is not in term of pi. But if the question doesn't tell you pi equals to 22 over 7 or 3.142, then you just type pi in your calculator. Yeah, you always will get the correct answer. Yeah, or you just leave in term of pi. I don't think they will give you wrong if you leave in term of pi. But so far when I see the past year paper, I see all the state paper, all will ask you to leave in term of pi. So you don't need to worry about that. So, yep. Yeah. So after you insert the 4 into here, you should get the correct answer. Because I did it just now, so I will just use back my answer. You will get 512. This is pi. So you will get 512 over 15 minus 0. So answer should be 512 over 15 pi. Okay, so and then the next one. Okay, so they tell you the area of the shaded region is 32 over 3. Find the values of this one. So area of shaded region basically is this thing. So from 0 to b. So basically, because you know for the definites here, right, we must from the small to the bigger, but this one is b to 0, so I kind of need to change to 0 to b. When I change to 0 to b, I must add a negative, and 2 is a constant. I can take out the 2 here. Okay, fx I leave inside dx. This is what happened when I integrate. This is my shaded region, right? So if I integrate this shaded region, I will get 32 over 3. So I will just substitute in my 32 over 3 here. then I should get the final result is negative 64 over 3. Alright, this one is just test how much you understand about the integrations. It shouldn't be have a lot of problem. Anyone know how to integrate when the power is more than 2? Yeah, I assume that Jessica is asking the question I said just now. Basically, if power is more than 2, so basically, if possible, you're trying to expand. I mean, in your syllabus, whenever you get 4x minus x squared, something like this, right? The power n here, this n, I guess, maximum is 2. So far, I never see like 3 or 4 or 5. When inside you have power is more than 2. It's like more than 1. However, if you have something like this, y, no need y, I'll show you integrate. So let's say today you have 4x minus 7 power of 10. So if I want to integrate this one, and then I check whatever inside the bracket, the x is just power 1, then I can straight away integrate like power plus 1. Then I will get 4x minus 7, power plus 1 is 11, divided by total power I have. And I need to differentiate the 4x minus 7 one more time. I differentiate, I remember, even though now I'm doing integrate, but I need to differentiate it. And right at the bottom, which I will get 4, and then plus c. This is what happens when you want to integrate this kind of expression. Alright, so yeah, I hope you understand it. Alright, so this is a log questions, quite easy. So when I move the log base 8 to the other side, I basically get 8 power 1 over 3. And type in the calculator, they will tell you it's 2. Alright, B. Okay, B basically is a simultaneous. I kind of need to solve both of the equation. So what I will do is, I realize later I need to sub the x and y into every single one. So what I will do is, for both of the log here, I will make it in term, I will make x and y as a subject. So this one I will move the log base 3 to the other side, I will get 3 power of r. And then this one I will move the log base 9 to the other side, I will get y equals to 9 power of s. And because I see the 3, so I do not like to leave my answer in 9 power of s. So I will change the 9 into 3 power of 2. So therefore, this one will be 3 power of 2s. Alright, now this is a term I want. So, okay, I have my first equation, xy squared equals to 81. X is 3 power of r, y is 3 power of 2s squared. 81 is 3 power of 4. So we know multiply mean power with plus, right? This is 4s equals to 3 power of 4. Then we can cancel out this one, right? R plus 4s equals to 4. Then my r is kind of 4 minus 4s. I'm going to call this one my first equation. Then I will do the same thing for the second equation here. Maybe I do on the top here. X squared over y equals to 1 over 3. So x is what is my x? My x is 3 power of r, right? So 3 power of r squared, which is 3 power of 2r, over y is 3 power of 2s. And 1 over 3 I know is basically 3 power of negative 1. And divide, we understand divide mean minus in the power, isn't it? Then I can cancel out both of this. I will have 2r minus 2s equals to negative 1. This one is my second equation. Then what I'm doing here is I will sub the first equation into my second equation. So I have 2r minus 2s equals to negative 1. And what is my r? Is 4 minus 4s. So 8 minus 8x minus 2s equals to negative 1. So 10s equals to 9. S equals to 9 over 10. Alright, then I will sub back to get my r. 4 minus 4, 9 over 10 here. So this is 36 over 10. 40 over 10 minus 36 is 4 over 10. Alright, so I solve it and then I will get my s and r. So basically this is simultaneous. Alright, so yeah, I hope you guys can understand this. Alright, can I use log only? Yeah, you can use log to solve if you want, but in this case, I don't think we need the log because everything is 3 power of something. Teacher, isn't infinity value because negative integer? What are you doing? Why suddenly we'll have infinity here? Yeah, you can still simplify to, yeah, I know a lot of students see I haven't simplified. Yeah, it's 2 over 5. So can we do MF in pencil? No, always do in pen. Can you show log methods? Yeah, if you prefer to use log method, okay, I can try with using the log methods here. Even though I not recommend you to use a log, but just in case some student want to use log, let's try it out, see possible or not. I am not 100% sure it's possible, but normally should be okay. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so I add the log. Because use log, now you have base 9 and base 3. So, okay, I need to change this one to base 3. Okay, so we have first information, which is log 3x equals to r. And then the second one, I want to change it into base 3 so that I can add log base 3 for both sides. So this one will be log base 3 y over log base 3 9 equals to s. So my log 3y, you know log 3 9 equals to 2, isn't it? So it equals to 2s. Alright, this is the two information I have. First information, second information. And then now I add the log base 3 for both sides. So okay, so this is what I have. So this is log 3x plus log 3 y square equals to log 3 3 power 4. Or you can type in the calculator lah. I believe log 381 they will tell you is 4, but yeah. So okay, log 3x is 3. Actually use log is quite easy. Yeah, because sometimes I thought log is hard. Alright, so yeah, this is 2s, right? So I move the 2 to the front, I get a 2 here. Log 3y equals to 2s equals to 4. So r equals to, okay, 4 minus 4s. First equation. And then I do the same thing for second thing. So this is log 3y, I mean x squared over y equals to log 3 1 over 3. Then I will do this is log 3 x squared, divide mean minus, right? Log 3y equals to negative 1. You type in the calculator, it's negative 1. So this one I move the 2 to the front here. So I should have 2r minus 2s equals to negative 1. So then you substitute in back, yeah, you will get the same result. Yeah, definitely you can use the log to solve this question. Both methods I also recommend now. Because sometimes log question will be a bit troublesome, but in this case, yeah, should be okay. So do I sketch a triangle in solution of triangle with pencil or pen? Yeah, that part I think whenever you do the sketching thing, you can use pencil. I don't think you will be minus mark because you're using pencil to sketch. In fact, in the first page of the exam paper, normally they will tell you about the pencil and pen things over here. If I'm not mistaken, you just read carefully like first page of your exam paper. Normally they will say you can draw the graph or sketch graph using the pencil, and then you answer your question using the black and blue pen. If not mistaken, it should be like that. Alright, so let's move on to the next questions. Alright, so okay, this question tell you AD equals to negative 5a and p plus 3 over 2b. So I need to find the AD here, and I have some information. AB equals to QA, BC equals to QB, and DC, D to C equals to P. So because I have 3 of the vector here, I know I can find the DA, ED, right? If I want to find the DA, or I want to find AD, okay, I want to find AD because I try to get the same thing with the equation given, so later I can do the comparing. I want to find AD, so that means I need to start from A here, and then I will go all the way like this to reach the D. Okay, this is what happened, and this is what I want to do. Okay, so if you understand what I want to do, basically now I know my AD equals to QA plus QB, and then this one I need to go from C to D, right? So it will be negative PA. So I will group the A and B together. So both of these have A in it. So I will say Q minus PA plus QB equals to the AD here. And then because here I have another AD, right? So what I'm doing here is I will comparing their A term. I will comparing the A here. So Q minus P equals to negative 5. And then I will do the same thing by comparing the B. So if I comparing the B here, so Q will equals to P plus 3 over 2. So you realize it's a simultaneous, right? So you kind of need to do a simultaneous to find out your P and Q. Alright, so okay. So I just okay, never mind. I make Q equals to P minus 5. Then I substitute into here. So P minus 5 equals to P plus 3 over 2. 2P minus 10 equals to P plus 3. Then P equals to 13. Then Q equals to 13 minus 5. Q equals to 8. Okay, then I can get my P and Q easily by doing the comparing methods. Alright, so yeah, this is just the basic vector questions. If you don't understand this one, you need to go to rewatch the vector questions, because you have no idea how to find the resultant vector. So no, I'm not going to repeat about this one, because this one actually is quite easy. Yeah, even comparing part also consider quite easy, because this is A, right? You're comparing the term A and A, you form one equation, and then you're comparing the term B and B, you form the second equation. So you can see this is my second equation and this is my first equation. When I say comparing both of AD, basically I just refer their A term and their B term. Alright, so okay, given that triangle ACD equals to 52, where is ACD? So this one is ACD, and then this area is 52. And then the perpendicular distance from A to DC is 4 units. So from A here to DC, so the length here will be 4. So okay, so the perpendicular distance here will be 4. Alright, so yeah, we know a triangle is half times base times height, right? And they ask us to find the modulus A. Modulus A means what? This one is magnitude A, so basically it means the length of A. Alright, so okay, so I just use the triangle formula. Area of triangle is 52. Area of triangle is half times base. Base times height. Height will be 4 equals to 52. And we have the P already, right? P equals to 13. Okay, so I will say times 13 and then times the length of A and then multiply 4 equals to 52. Alright, then I simplify this 4 here. So 13 times 4 is simplified already, left 2. 13 times 2 is 26, right? So I have 26 multiply length of A equals to 52. Then length of A equals to 52 divided by 26 is equals to 2. Okay, actually I can straight away write the A there, because I know now I actually doing the length. But then because A itself is a vector, it doesn't mean the length. But when we find the area, we need to use the length, right? So this is the reason why you see in the equation over here, I actually straight away write the magnitudes A. Okay. So, yep, done. Next one. Okay, for this question, I get slightly different answer with the marking scheme, but I will explain myself. Alright, so let's have a look here. So the diagram 4 shows a piece of the plywood in the rectangular shape which the length is 5x and the width is y. I just assume this is length and width. Alright, so carpenters want to cut the plywoods into two equal pieces of the right angle triangle. The perimeter of each triangle is 24. The longest side of the triangle is x plus y. And the first thing is you must know longest side is mean hypotenuse. So what I will do is I will cut this wood into the half here, and then you should be able to see a right angle triangle because this is 90 degree, right? So I'm going to draw out one of the triangle. So this is 5x, this is y. And then the information tell me the longest side is x plus y. So here will be x plus y. And then we know the perimeter of a triangle is 24. So over here I can form two equations. Because I want to find x and y, you have two different information, two unknown. Basically you need to form two different equations, and then you will do a simultaneous and solve it. Okay, so I really hope you can reply my question on Facebook, please. Yeah, because now it's basically like so close to SPM. I have too many questions already. You're trying to post your question into my y equals mx+c Facebook group there. I hope there's other people can help you, because my inbox is like too much question already. I can't reply so many. Alright, so okay, so I find the parameter first. So I say 5x plus y plus x plus y equals to 24. Alright, so basically I plus the length of the triangle here. So I have 6x plus 2y equals to 24. Okay, so 2y equals to 24 minus 6x, then y equals to 12 minus 3x. I will call this one as my first equation. And then I will do Pythagoras, definitely. 5x squared plus y squared equals to x plus y squared. Alright, so this is 25x squared plus y squared equals to x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Alright, then I will solve the x squared and y squared first. So, okay, I move this x squared to the other side. I have 24x squared. Y squared and y squared I minus no more y squared equals to 2xy. It's my second equation, and then I will sub the first equation into the second equation here. So 24x squared equals to 2xy, 12 minus 3x. And then yeah, I hope I can solve this one easily, which is 24x minus, oh no, oh yeah, correct, 6x squared. So I should have 30x squared equals to 24x. Okay, because x is the length, yeah, supposedly I need to move my 24x to the other side, and then I will get one of the x value is 0. But because x is a length, so I do not want the 0 value, so I straight away divide x, or else I will just factorize it. Alright, so okay, so now then x and x I simplify, then x equals to 24 over 30, and I realize both should be able to divide by 6, right? So should be 4 over 5. Okay, then I need to find my y. Y equals to 12 minus 3, 4 over 5. Then y will equals to minus 12 over 5. Then this one should be 60. 60 should be 48 over 5. Alright, now I got my x and y here. And they ask me to find the area of the board. So I believe the area of the board here they're trying to refer to is the rectangle, isn't it? So how am I going to find my area of rectangle here? So basically I use the width times length, right? Basically 5x y, 5x multiply y. Alright, so then I will just do 5. X will be what? X will be 4 over 5. And y will be 48 over 5. Isn't it? Then I just solve this one. Then I will get my final answer. 48 times 4 divided by 5. So it will be 192 over 5. Alright, this is my answer here. How to get the second equation? Yeah, the second equation basically I do the Pythagoras. Because just now I have a rectangle like this, right? Rectangle, I mean we have a triangle like this, right? Which is 5x y x plus y, and then you should know about Pythagoras. If you do not know, you make sure you know now. So let's say this triangle. We have A, B, and C. We know C squared equals to A squared plus B squared, right? If this one will be right angle triangle, we can always do that. Okay, so your camera is blocking. Alright, so yeah, so basically the last step I'm doing here is I find the whole rectangle, because they asked me to calculate the area of the board, right? So I kind of need to find the total area of the board. So basically I do the length times width. Alright, so yeah, I hope you should be able to understand this. Yeah, I also realized the marking scheme answer is wrong. So yeah, so I guess follow this one should be good. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Yeah, this one is like just too much work to do. Yeah, they ask about mean and standard deviation on each of it. So because standard deviation going to take so much time, um, let's do it. Alright, so first thing is I trying to find the x value. X will be my mid interval or midpoint of each of the interval here. So basically this one is like 4.4 plus 4.8 divided by 2, you get 4.6. And so the next one you should get, you should know it's plus 0.1, right? Plus 0.2, right? So basically this one is 5.1. And then this one is 5.6. And then this one is 6.1. And then this one will be 6.6. And then this one will be 7.1. Now I got my x value, and all this value of a and b is basically is their frequency. So yeah, you should know all this value here is f. So I kind of need to find the sum of f here, and then the sum of f2 here, the second frequency. So I will just plus them. So 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 10 plus 12 plus 5. So it's 40. 2 plus 7 plus 5 plus 12 plus 8 plus 6. So, oh, both is 40. It's just nice. Alright, because how to find mean? Mean basically is the sum of fx over sum of f. We already have the sum of f, but we don't have the fx. So I will need to do my fx here. And then this is my second fx. So I will just multiply the x with the f. This one is basically my f here. So basically I will do something like 3 multiply my 4.6. Okay, I hope you see that. So then I will type in the calculator. Okay, so this is 13.8 at 13.8. Then you kind of need to multiply 1 by 1. Then 5 multiply 5.1. And then you will get 25.5 and so on. You do until the end. Then you need to plus all the number here. You need to plus all the number here. So I will straight away plus here. Alright, so 3 multiply 4.6 plus 25.5 plus 5 multiply 5.6 plus 10 multiply 6.1 plus 12 multiply 6.6 plus 5 multiply 7.1. Alright, I get 246 here. And then I will do the same thing here. This one like 2 multiply 4.6, you will get the first one is something like 9.2. And so on. You need to plus every single one to get your sum of f2x here. So yeah, so 9.2 plus 5.1 multiply 7 plus 5.6 multiply 5 plus 6.1 multiply 12 plus 6.6 multiply 8 plus 7.1 multiply 6. Alright, this one I will get 241.5. And then I can get the mean for each of them. So therefore for the A here, or maybe I straight away say the mean for A here is basically I take the sum of fx for A, right? 246 over 40. So 246 divided by 40, and then you should get 6.15. And then I will do the mean for B here is 241.5 divided by 40. Then 241.5 divided by 40, and then I will get 6.0375. Alright, so after I got the mean for both, then I will need to do the same thing for standard deviation. Standard deviation formula is square root of sum of fx squared minus sum of f minus mean square. Alright, so yeah, this one is what to get things a bit troublesome here, because you need to do fx squared. Fx squared means what? You will take your fx, multiply your x again to get a fx squared. So I will give you some example, but over here I will not do the whole questions. So something like, okay, my fx is 13.8, right? I will multiply x again. That means I will multiply 4.6 again. 13.8 multiply 4.6. Then I will get my first fx is 63.48. And then you will do the next thing, something like 25.5 multiply 5.1. And then you will get 130.05. And so on. And then you need to plus all the sum of fx squared. And then you will get a value. And then you substitute, let's say I call this one as an answer. So you will find a standard deviation of a here, which is using the answer just now, divided by sum of f is 40, right? Minus your mean. Your mean is 6.15 square. And then you will get your final result. Okay, so you will do the same thing for b to find the sum of fx squared. So you plus every single one, you will get sum of fx squared. Alright, then you will just use the formula. So over here it's not very hard, but then over here they ask you to like compare the better soils for the Oscar. So in order to get the better soil, so you must have lower standard deviation value, because the lower the standard deviation value is, means the product is higher quality, because it means it's more standardized, more consistent. So yeah, so therefore, after you find out standard deviation of A and standard deviation of B, you want to see which value is smaller. We will take the smaller one, because smaller means more consistent. Alright, so then you will say A or B will have the better soil, because their standard deviation value is smaller, it means they are more consistent. How to do fx squared again, please? Fx squared again, basically use your fx value multiply your x, or you can take your frequency multiply x and multiply x squared also can, because you have x, right? X is the midpoint, right? You just take your frequency multiply x squared. You can do like that, but because you already find fx already, so normally I will ask my student you fx multiply x again. Okay, so yeah, so you will need to do yourself. My mean value is wrong. Yeah. So yeah, then you just do the correct one. Question number 5. Yeah, the first one is wrong. Maybe I typed something wrong about the sum of fx here. Yeah, because the answer says it's something like 6.075, right? Yeah, so you just kind of check yourself. You should be able to get the correct answer. It's 243 over 40. Okay, yeah, because yeah, sometimes you will type wrongly. Then you will get the correct mean here. Okay, so yeah, you just do it yourself, because this kind of question kind of waste a lot of time. Basically, just apply the thing in the formula. Nothing very hard here. So you just need to know how to use the formula, then it should be fine. Yeah, so normally you just write out all, then you have less mistake, because you just take the number. Actually it's easier to add it up. Alright, basically this trigo question is say a lot, and then I'm trying to read the question. Actually it just make it look difficult. It's actually they just ask you to prove left hand side equals to right hand side. Okay, so yeah, they ask you to prove the model function above. So okay, so yeah, we will choose a side with more information. So I will choose the right hand side. This is my right hand side. So I will choose the right hand side, start to do from here. So I have cotangent square theta minus 1 over cotangent, okay, I'm blocking it, cotangent square theta plus 1. You can refer back to your formula. If not mistaken, cosecant cosecant square theta equals to cotangent square theta plus 1, isn't it? So therefore, cotangent square theta will equals to cosecant square theta minus 1. Alright, so yeah, this is the formula, identity formula. This formula is given, but so basically you just insert it, and then yeah, I just insert it. So this one should be cosecant square theta minus 1. I substitute into here minus 1. So this one should be cosecant square theta minus 1 plus 1. Alright, so I just insert the formula, and then yeah, cosecant square basically means 1 over sine square. This is minus 2 over this one simplified. This is just 1 over sine square theta. Alright, then what I'm doing here, this is over 1, right? I want to join them together, so basically must have same denominator. I will multiply sine square theta here. I will multiply sine square theta here. So then I have 1 minus 2 sine square theta over sine square theta over 1 over sine square theta. Alright, then sine square theta and sine square theta I can simplify, because divide change to multiply, you have to flip over, then I can simplify. And 1 minus sine square theta equals to cos 2 theta. Alright, then proven. So it's kind of some algebra stuff you need to do. So if you know how to do, it shouldn't be too difficult here. Alright, then part B, hence find the angle rotation for this one. So basically you need to solve it to find the angle. So yeah, the whole thing equals to cos 2 theta, right? We already know. So therefore, cos 2 theta equals to 1 over, cosec is 1 over sine theta, isn't it? So I just need to solve this equation. So cos 2 theta, okay, yeah, because here I will get sine theta on the other side. So the cos 2 theta, I will change the 1 with the sine square one. It's not mistaken, should be 2 sine cos square minus sine square equals yeah, so I want to sub in 1 minus sine square minus sine square, yeah, 1 minus 2 sine square, so it's 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Yeah, I will use back this one, because what? Because it's a quadratic equation. So 0 equals to 2 sine square theta plus sine theta minus 1. Then I will factorize this one. It's 2 sine theta and sine theta over here. This one will be 1 and 1 and positive and negative. So sine theta equals to half and sine theta equals to negative 1. Theta equals to half will be 30 degree and 150 degree. And theta equals to negative 1 should be 270 degree. Alright, so yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult here. So yeah, I hope you guys can understand. This is just how you solve the trigo. Okay. The sine part over here, if you do not know how to get the angle, basically just use the calculator. You just do inverse sine. You just type your calculator, sine inverse 1 over 2, and calculator will tell you it's 30 degree. In the second quadrant, you need to go back to add sugar to coffee, and then sine will get positive. This is positive, right? This is what we call positive. If this is positive, we will take first and second. Second is 180 minus your 30. So this one explains why I get 150. And shift sine negative 1, 270. This one is very easy. You just type in the calculator. Then it should be okay. we have to sum up questions? I do not understand you. So yeah, if you have no idea how to solve the trigonometry video, how to solve the trigonometry question, I have a complete videos teaching you how to solve the trigonometry from very basic until the end. I believe is in my YouTube channel is about 45 minutes about the trigonometry tutorial. Yeah, so go check it out because this one should be quite basic. Okay, circular measure. Alright, so we have some rhombus here, and then we have a tangent line here. Yeah, nothing special about this one. And then the most important is the PQRS is the glass. So this is the grass garden here. Alright, so yeah, rhombus, and then we know this is 6 here. So this is 6. Alright, so we kind of need to solve these questions. So because rhombus, right? Rhombus means each of the length will be the same length over here. And then because OD and OB is a radius also, right? So from O to the S here is a radius also, is 6. So you can see you have the triangle, 3 triangle, also 6, 6, 6 is equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle means what? Each of the angle will be 60 degree, right? Will be 60 degree each. So because same length means same angle. So definitely we cannot write 60 degree. This one is circular measure, have to use radian. So 60 degree, you can change it to radian by multiply pi over 180, and then you will get pi over 3. So that means this is pi over 3. And the question asked me to find theta, which is the angle outside here. So I know the whole angle is 360 will be 2 pi minus double of the pi over 3. Then I should be able to get 4 pi over 3. Alright, this is how you find the theta here. Yeah, for rhombus, all sides must be the same. Alright, then they ask us to find the perimeter. Ask us to find the perimeter of the part of the garden. So we kind of need to find the perimeter here. So why they tell you PSR is a tangent line? Because if this line is tangent at the S here, from the tangent point to the center point, you will have a 90 degree. So we have a 90 degree here. So this 90 degree give me what? Give me a right angle triangle here. I'm not sure you can see it or not. We have a right angle triangle. I'm going to use this right angle triangle to actually solve my question here, because I need to know both. I need to find PS and OP. And I have this one is 6. This one will be pi over 3. Or you can use a 60 degree, it doesn't matter. Alright, so I'm going to do the socatoire here to find my PS or OP. Or you can find one of the length, the other length you use the Pythagoras. Both also should be fine. So I will just find the OP first maybe, because I need to know both of the length. So I will say cos pi over 3 equals to 6 over OP. Adjacent over hypotenuse. This one is just like AH. Alright, so OP will equals to 6 over cos pi over 3 is basically is 1 over 2 divided by 1 over 2. So OP will equals to 12. Is this meter? Is it use meter in this case? They are using meter. Yep, correct. So then I want to find a PS here. This one will be 12. You can use the Pythagoras if you do not like about trigo. Then just use the Pythagoras. 12 square minus 6 square. And then the calculator should be able to help you. 12 square minus 6 square. So you will get 6 square root 3, or let's leave this way. 6 square root 3, or you can leave in decimal. It doesn't matter. Alright, then we want to find the arc length. At least we know the radius for this one will be 12. Alright, and then we have the angle, the total angle here. The total angle here should be 2 pi over 3. Then I can find the arc length PQR, right, using the S equals to R theta. Alright, so therefore I will do my perimeter straight away. Perimeter will equals to double of the PS, right? So double of my PS plus r theta. The r theta basically is my arc length, and I know my r will be 12. My theta will be 4 pi over 3. No, 2 pi over 3, I'm sorry. 2 pi over 3. And then I will just simplify here 4. So here should have 12 square root 3 plus 8 pi. Oops. Yeah, it's 41.92 meter. So let's see, is there any question here? Okay, should be okay, the chat room. Okay, then if okay, we're going to continue to find the area. So we want to find the area of shaded region here. Basically, you realize this area we call what? This area we call it area of the segment. So area of the segment, we have a formula for it. Area of the segment is half r square theta minus psi theta. This is the formula we always use to find the area of segment. So I will just apply the formula. Half r square theta will be 2 pi over 3 minus sine theta, sine 2 pi over 3. Alright, then you just type everything into the calculator. You should be able to get the final result. But make sure your calculator change to radian because you type sine radian, okay? The radian angle. So you need to change your angle to radian. Alright, so 2 pi over 3 minus sine 2 pi over 3. Alright, then multiply 144 divided by 2. So it should be 88.44 meters square. Alright, so yep. So the theta is used in degree or radian. Yeah, in this topic, right, we only use the radian. Because this topic, you have two main formula. This formula and half r square theta equal area of sector. Both of these formula, the angle must be in radian. So therefore, I do not want to take risk to leave my angle in degree. Even just now I know it's 60 degrees, but I do not want to take the risk because sometimes when I insert the value, I forget to change my calculator back into the degree, then I will lose some mark. So whenever I see circular measure, I just change my calculator to radian and change all my angle in the radian for this topic. For solution of triangle, normally you need to change back to degree for solution of triangle. Alright, so okay, I hope you. So sine must be in radian or degree. Sine can be in both radian or degree. You want to do sine 60 degree, then you change your calculator to degree. If you want to do sine pi over 3, then you just change your calculator to radian. Because if your angle in the degree unit, then you change your calculator to degree. If your angle in radian unit, change your calculator to radian. Sine, cos, tangent can use both. If your teacher tell you can only use for degree, you basically your teacher is lying to you because you can use for both. This is what the calculator designed for, right? So may I know how to change to the? Yeah, I just press. Depend which model you are using. If you are using this model, then you need to type shift mode and then you need to press 2 for angle unit. Then you put 2 for radian. But if you are using the black color one, I remember you need to press the mode like 4 times or 5 times until you see RAD. Then you change it. But if you are using this model, then you just press shift mode 3, like what the Elvin said just now. Yeah, or you can do manually, yeah, times pi over 180. But then because you need to do sine, cos, tangent for the angle unit, so at the end you still need to change the calculator, even though you know how to convert it manually, because you cannot do something like sine pi over 8 in your brain, right? So you kind of need calculator to help you for that. Alright, so we're done here, so move on. Number 8. Okay, skill drawing is not acceptable. So we have the QR here. Okay, y equals to 2x plus 7. Find the midpoint here. Alright, we need to find the midpoint of PQ. So 0 plus 8 divided by 2, 5 plus 9 divided by 2. So it's 4, 7. Alright, we got 4, 7 here. Yeah, midpoint formula x plus x1 over 2, comma, y plus y1 over 2. This is just the midpoint formula. Alright, find the area of OPQR. Okay, so area of OPQR. So I'm going to insert all the coordinates. O is 0, 0, P is 0, 5, Q is 8, 9, R is 4, 1. Repeat the first coordinates. Alright, then I will just multiply like this. 0, 0, 8, 0. Okay, minus, multiply the other side like this. So 0, 36 plus 40. Okay. So yeah, use a calculator to do the works. 8 minus 76. So it's 68. 68 divided by 2. Yeah, the area is 34 units square. Alright, so it should be fine. So then find the equation perpendicular bisectors to QR. Alright, so let me rewrite this one because area just apply the formula. Okay, now we want to find the perpendicular bisector. Okay, whenever you want to find the perpendicular bisector, I say many times in my video, you basically need two information. First, you will need to have your midpoint. You need to find the midpoint of QR. Second, you need to find the M2. M2 will be your second gradient. Alright, so yeah, I can find the midpoint of QR quite easily. So midpoint of QR, so it's basically 8 plus 4 over 2, 9 plus 1 over 2. So it's 12 over 2, which is 6. 10 over 2, which is 5. Alright, now I got the midpoint, which is 6, 5. 6, 5 is the middle value here. And then I already have the gradient of QR. So if gradient of QR is equals to 2, then the M2 will equals to negative 1 over 2. If you ask me how to get it, use the formula M1, M2 equal to negative 1. If you ask me why I need to find it, because this line going to be perpendicular bisectors to my QR. That's mean perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular is mean it will 90 degrees to QR. Bisector just mean it will cut at the middle of the QR. Alright, so yeah, I have the gradient. Negative 1 over 2. Alright, then I can form the equation by using y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1 formula. So y minus 5 equals to negative half x minus 6. So y should equals to negative half x plus 3 plus 5 plus a. Alright, done. So this is C. They ask about perpendicular bisectors to QR. So let me erase this one because I kind of need to write down the equation. So this line over here should be y equals to negative half x plus a. Alright, so then what the question want? Alright, it's given that 14 over 3 comma h is intersection of perpendicular bisector of PQ and PR. Alright, that means over here you have another perpendicular bisector line which is somewhere here. Perpendicular bisector of PQ and perpendicular bisector of QR that intersect at this point, and this coordinate I tell you is 14 over 3 and h. It means what? That means I can substitute this coordinate into either one of the equation. Of course, you can still go to find the perpendicular bisector of PQ, but in this case it's unnecessary because you already have another line, which is perpendicular bisector of QR. So I will just substitute in and get my h value. So, okay. So my y equals to h. My x will equals to 14 over 3 plus 8. Then my h should be easy to get 7. Okay, negative 7 over 3 plus 8. Negative 7 over 3 plus 8. So I will get 17 over 3. Alright, this is how I get my answer. Alright, let's see. Is there any important question in chat room I need to reply? If no, I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay. Given that 0.75 people in a village will be selected to join the charity run, a sample of 15 people was randomly selected from a village. So find the probability that at least 12 people will be selected. So, okay, so therefore we know P equals to 0.75, right? Change to fraction is 3 over 4. So therefore Q is 1 minus P. So it's 1 minus 3 over 4. So it will be 1 over 4. Alright, N will equals to 15. This is all the information I have from the first two sentences. So they asked me to find the probability that at least 12 people will be selected. At least that means X must be bigger or equals to 12. So I need to plus from 12 up to my N value, which is 15. So I need to do something like X equals to 12 plus X equals to 13 plus X equals to 14 plus X equals to 15. Yeah, this one is so far is the longest one I ever do, because normally maximum I do for this topic is only plus 3 of it, but here is 4 of it. So but anyways, you just plug in your value, should be okay. You should use the formula, which is MPR when P equals X equals R, right? And then equals to MPR I mean NCR PR QN minus R. Alright, this is basically the formula. I'm going to insert into here. I'm going to show you 2 and then you're going to do the rest by yourself. So if 15 is my N, C 12. My P value is 3 over 4, power of 12. And Q value is 1 over 4. And then 15 minus 12, which is 3. Then I done the first one. And then I plus the second one, which is 15, C 13, 3 over 4, power of 13. 1 over 4, power of 2. And then you will plus the rest, and then you will plus another 2 more, and then you plus together. You should be able to get the correct answer. Just type everything in your calculator. Yeah, it's very easy. And then they ask you to find a mean. We know mean basically equals to MP. So just 15 multiply 3 over 4. So it's just 45 over 4. Alright, just like that. Nothing special. Here you can change 45 over 4 into decimal if you want. Alright, so next one. Okay. So for the mass of the tilapia fish produced in a fish breeding pond is normally distributed with a mean of 370 grams. So mean will be 370 grams and variance of 64 grams. I don't have a square here. So if the variance is 64, standard deviation will be square root of 64, right? Will be 8. So tilapia fish whose mass is between 355 and 380 will be sold. So if a tilapia is taken at random, find the probability that the fish will be sold. So we already know, I will just let X become the mass of the fish. Okay, so therefore the mass of the fish is between 355 to 380, it will be sold. So therefore I want to find a probability for it. So first thing is I need to change this one into the jack first. So if I want to change X into the jack, what I need to do is each of the X value I need to minus mean divided by standard deviation by using this formula. Alright, so yeah, this is what happened. This is my X value, 355 minus 370 divided by 8. 380 minus 370 divided by 8. And then I will use the calculator to do this task. So it will be negative 15 over 8. So it's negative 1.875. And then this is 10 over 8. So which is 1.25. That means that they will only sell the fish when the mass of them is between negative 1.875 and 1.25. So it's between here. So in order to find this area, what I will do is I will use the 1, which is the total, to minus both of this side. Because 1 will be the total bell-shaped curve, the total area of the bell-shaped curve. If I minus the yellow color one, I will get the final result. So the problem is how you're going to call here. So this one is basically, this line itself is negative 1.875 is a z value. So I will say z must be less than negative 1.75. And then we learn this topic, when we say less and negative together, we can change it to the bigger. Alright, this is the first information. Second information, because this line itself called 1.75 is a z value. So this area is z bigger than 1.25. So if you know how to label it, then I would say it's 1 minus both of these. Z is bigger than 1.875. And then I minus again, probability for z is bigger than 1.25. Then what I'm doing next is I will go to the z value table to find 1.875. You should know how to use the z value table. Of course, I'm going to use over here the z value table. You can find if you have the table. So the first number is 1.8, 0.0307 minus 4, so it should be 0.0303 minus 1.25 should be 0.1056. Alright, then you just type everything in your calculator. 1 minus this number minus 0.1056. So you should get the number 0.8641. So this one is the probability those fish will be sold. Alright, and then for the part B over here, they ask you to find the number of the fish will be sold if you have 3,130 fish. So basically, you just use 3130 multiply 0.8641. It's for the not part B, it's the part 2. Then you just multiply it, because this number is the probability also, right? So you can straight away multiply 3130. So you have about 2,704 fish will be sold. Alright, so I hope you at least you know how to do this kind of questions. Alright, so using calculator to find the z value is complicated. How to use the table to find it? So how to find the value using okay, I have the video on how to use the calculator to find, but I will teach you how to use the table because it's very easy. Let's see this value 1.875. Okay, let's see how to use the table. It's over here. Probability z is bigger than 1.875. Alright, we have this one. In order to use this table, you need to fulfill 2 rules. First rule is this value. First rule is must be positive. Alright, then only you can use this table. The second rule is this sign. This sign over here must be bigger or equal. Alright, if it doesn't fulfill these 2 rules over here, you cannot straight away find the z value table. You need to change a bit, and then at the end you can find. Alright, so then okay, we start from the first 2 digits first. 1.8. Do you see the 1.8 first? So we focus on the 1.8. Where is the 1.8? This is the 1.8. Alright, I found 1.8. The next digit will be 7. Then I find where is the 7. This is a 7, isn't it? Do you see a 7? Then I align with 1.8. So I will see this number. You can see it's from 7 go up, 1.8 going this side. So you got this number. Alright, then you still have the one last digit, which is 5. So 5 is here. So I want to see at 1.85 here, what is this digit? This digit is 4, right? This 4 doesn't mean you cannot type 0.307 minus 4. You got wrong. Basically, it's 307 minus the last digit 4. So this is 0.0, right? So the 4 is basically the last digit. So you basically is 0.005. 0303. Okay, this is how you use the table to find. I hope you at least know what is happening here. Alright, so which paper you find is hardest so far? Yeah, I think the Negeri Sembilan one actually is quite hard. I cannot say it's the hardest because I haven't like do all the trial paper. Maybe have some paper is very hard I haven't done yet, so I do not know. Okay, this is the linear law. As usual, I will not draw this one, but I will teach you how to do this question. Alright, so yeah, you have an equation here, and then you have a table here. They ask you to construct a table for 1 over y and 1 over x. So you kind of need to do 1 over x table first, and then at the same time, you need to do a table for 1 over y. So if you do not know how to do the table for 1 over x, basically is 1 divided by x value, like 1 divided by 1.5, and then you will get 0.67. Like 1 over y is 1 divided by y value, 1 divided by 4.55. And then you will get the value 0.22 and so on. Normally, I will recommend students at least 2 decimal because in your graph paper, you should be able to see 2 decimal, but normally you can't see the 3 decimal unless your skill is like 0.01. Then you can see the 3rd decimal. But normally, if the skill is like 1 decimal only, so maximum you leave 2 decimals should be more than enough. Alright, so if the skill here is 2 decimal, then you have to leave in your table in 3 decimal. But so far I never see 2 decimal for skill yet. Alright, so you just can like always do 2 decimal, but you must be alert. Alright, then yeah, you will plot it and then you will, okay, A and B I would say is a bonus mark. Form the table, all the student can do. Just use your calculator and then draw the graph, all the student can do. And then just in case you do not understand what is a line or best fit is mean if this is your line, the point you miss for top and bottom must be balanced. That means if like top you basically miss 2 points, bottom you miss 1 point is still okay. But it's like top you miss 3 points here, bottom you only miss 1 point, is considered not balanced. Then you have to adjust your line a little bit. Make sure it like touch the 2 point here. It touch the 2 point and then you like top and bottom you only miss 1 point. This is the meaning of the best fit. Alright, so yeah, normally you will touch all the point in SPM, so you no need to worry about best fits. But I want to teach you how to find H and K here. So in order to find H and K, you need to know what is your H and K by solving the initial equation. So ky equals to hx minus xy. Okay, because this equation, I need to change it into the y equals to mx plus c. Based on the information given, I know my y equals to mx plus c here. My y is 1 over y. My x is 1 over x plus c. This is based on the information because they say 1 over y against 1 over x. So I know it's 1 over y first, then only 1 over x. So my objective is I want to change this equation, make it look like this. So what I will do here is I will divide xy for every single one. And if you ask me why I know this, because it's based on the experience. Of course, my objective is trying to get 1 over x and 1 over y. If you do not know want to divide xy, you can just divide x first and then you divide y again, because eventually you will need to divide xy. Alright, so y and y I cut. This is k multiply 1 over x. Because k over x is the same idea with k multiply 1 over x. Alright, x and x I simplify. This is h multiply 1 over y. This one simplify, I left minus 1. Alright, so but I do not want my pattern like this because I want 1 over y as a subject. So I will move around. So I will say okay, I just swap the side, but it's the same idea. Equals to k 1 over x plus 1. Because I move the 1 minus 1 to, I move this minus 1 to the other side, it will become plus 1. And then I want to have 1 over y only. So I will divide h for every single one. So when I divide the h, so here will over h, here will be over h. So this one will be my equation. So after I done this equation already, at least I know my 1 over h will be my vertical intercept. So that means I can find my h value easily after I solve the graph. So let's say this is my graph over here. Let's say my value over here, let's say is 0.1. So this is vertical intercept, right? Then I will just say 1 over h equals to 0.1. Then h is 1 over 0.1. Then you will get 10. Alright, is it 10? 1 divided by 0.1 is 10, right? Yeah, then you'll get h equals to 10. And of course, the 0.1 is just a random number I give it myself, right? Because some students sure will ask me again, so how do you get 0.1? It's just a random number. I just want you to understand what is the meaning for vertical intercept. What is the meaning of C? Alright, then the gradient here is basically you just take two coordinates from your graph. Normally, you can take these two coordinates from the table. And then you just indicate you're using these two coordinates, and then you just do the gradient thing. K over h equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Obviously, in this case, it's not y2 minus y1 because your coordinate inside is 1 over y and 1 over y. But I just do not want to confuse you lah. So basically, you just take the coordinate y minus y over x minus x. Alright, but I mean, in fact, basically it's called 1 over y minus 1 over y and 1 over x minus 1 over x because the exit changed already. But anyway, I believe you can take these two coordinates from the table. It shouldn't be a problem. So after you solve already, let's say you get a value 3 here. Then you want to find a k, you need to substitute your x into here. Like 10 equals to 3. Then your k will equals to 30. Alright, the 3 is just a random number I come up from my mind. So yeah, this is how you find h and k. Alright, so I'm going to move on to 11. Yeah, this is the K-Byte question. Obviously, no doubt, because I spent some time to actually do these questions. My teacher said must find 2 point ourselves for the gradient according to our straight line. Exactly. You draw your straight line. Using the coordinate, right? So therefore, you have these two coordinates. You have these two coordinates from the table and from your graph also. So this is the reason why you need to draw a triangle here. But I don't think you need to purposely avoid the coordinate in the table. Yeah, because eventually you will get the same value of gradient. So of course you can still use your own coordinate. Let's say you do not want to use the coordinate on the table, you can still use the coordinate you see from the line. But eventually, the most important thing is you want to indicate to show the examiner you know which is the two coordinate you take. And then indicates that you understand about the gradient and then you understand how to find the value of k. Yeah, this is the most important thing. Yeah, but something is just in case somehow your coordinate on the table doesn't touch the line, then you cannot take that coordinate because it doesn't touch the line. Basically, you need to take any two coordinates who touch the line. Alright, so do we need to draw a triangle? Yeah, I will draw a triangle to show actually I take that point. If you ask me, I will say just draw because I see I see from a reference book, yeah, like Saspadi and Blangi, they also actually draw the triangle, so I just draw. Yeah, tomorrow I will have the last live stream, right? You have your paper 1 and paper 2 on Thursday, right? So then I guess tomorrow will be my last live streaming for this year. Alright, so okay, let's have a look at these questions. We have almost all the information already. And then they ask us to find the volume of the cylinder, if not mistaken. Yeah, express the volume of cylinder in terms of x. So okay. So in order to do this, definitely I need to know what's the volume of cylinder, and actually it's given, no need to know. So basically volume equals to pi r square h. But because the question say they must in terms of x, so the first idea is I need to know my r. My r must be equal to something x, and my h also need to equals to something x. Then I sub in both my r and h into this equation, then my whole equation will in terms of x. So this one will be my first idea. So right now, what is my main focus or my objective for this question is I want to find my r in terms of x and h also. So I try to get as many information as I can. So because the radius the radius of the sphere is x, that's mean from the center point to the maximum here will be x as well. And if you're comparing like this, you should know this length and this length is the same, right? So I get my first information from here. So I know x basically equal to h plus 2. Alright, now I have the first solution, which is h equals to x minus 2. Then I check this one already, because I want to have x in h in terms of x. So I already have h in terms of x, so I done this one. And then I need to form another one, which is related to my radius. So I know this one will be my radius. It's my r here. So if I want to do like this, yeah, I think I can do. Can I do the same thing here? Okay, because this one is x, right? So we know this one basically equals to r plus 2, right? Because my r actually will same with my h. So I can say, sorry, this is 2. So my x here actually equals to r plus 2. Can I use back the same thing? Okay, let's see. Okay, so my r is actually equals to a little bit different with what I did just now. X minus 2. Because I remember both of the equation is the two different things. Oh no. Okay, I understand. you this one. Because this is your radius also, right? Yep. So basically, your x will equals to r plus 5. So r should equals to x minus 5. Yeah. Then we check this one. Okay, let me explain why we cannot do that thing. I guess it's because the length from here to here will be slightly different with the length from is it the different? Yeah, I guess will be slightly different because this one is calculated from here, right? Yeah, because the length from here to here, I guess it will be slightly more than 2. Oh yeah, because radius the radius for the cylinder, this is not r, this is h. Height and radius is not the same, so we cannot do this. Yeah, that one is sphere. Yeah, I just confused myself suddenly. No, r is not equal to that one. Okay, so this is not r, because I do the sphere already, so I thought, okay, everything is a radius. No, we cannot do. H is a totally not related to r. Okay, so yeah, so therefore just now the equation we don't use, we just use these two equations, should be good. Okay, so yeah, so sorry for confuse you. Alright, then I have everything ready. I will just plug in here x minus 5 square and x minus 2. Alright, then I done my first part, A. Okay, so A basically they asked us to actually do this, so I done already. Then let's move on to the next one. Hence, find the value of x when v is maximum and find the maximum value of v. Alright, so you see maximum, you know this is differentiation. So I need to do dv dx equals to 0 for maximum or minimum. Both also I will do this, maximum or minimum. Alright, so when you see this equation like this, you know basically it's the product rule, u and v. Alright, so I will differentiate this one using the product rule. I will just leave my pi outside. Alright, so u will be x minus 5 square. Differentiate v, I will get 1. Plus copy the v, I differentiate u, I will get 2x minus 5 power 1. Alright, equals to 0. Alright, if I want to find this one, I kind of need to solve this equation. Alright, so I move the pi to the other side, I divide pi, so pi will gone. And then over here, I try to factorize out my x minus 5. If I factorize out my x minus 5 power 1 here I still have 1x minus 5 because it's square, right? And here this one gone already. So therefore here we'll actually left 2 multiply x minus 2. Okay, I think I can straight away multiply 2x minus 4. Alright, equals to 0. Then I solve this one, I know x minus 5 equals to 0. And the other one, this one should be 3x minus 9 equals to 0. So therefore, this is x equals to 5 and x equals to 3. Okay, 3x equals to 9, x equals to 3. Alright, so we got both value. I write it down first. X equals to 5 and x equals to 3. Alright, then they ask us to find the maximum value of v. So I want to know either 3 will give me maximum or 5 will give me maximum. Then I need to refer back to my v equation. So, okay, my v equation is on the top here. So if I substitute the 5 back into my v here, you can see 5 minus 5, I get 0. Then my volume is 0. So I get this one is basically is a minimum because it gives me volume is 0. So then I know I only left v equals to 3. I only left maximum, which is when x equals to 3. So therefore pi, this one will be 3 minus 5. And then 3 minus 2 square. So this is 2, negative 2 square, so should be 4 pi is my maximum volume. But actually, in order to like guarantee or make sure this volume is maximum, we need to differentiate second time. But because this equation is very complicated and only 4 marks, I don't think you need to differentiate second time to prove that it is maximum, unless the question asks you to determine the stationary value to prove that it is maximum. But in this case, I don't think you need to do that. Alright, so the next one. Okay, this one need my dy dx, so let me write down my dy dx from the equation above. I have a pi, and then this one I have a x minus 5, and then inside here I should have a 3x minus 9. Alright, this is my dy dx. Alright, so okay, when x is increased from 6.6.01, so I can find my change of x by using the 6.01 minus 6. So it will be 0.01. And then they ask me to find a small change of v. So I know change of v over change of x will equals to dv dx. By the way, this is dv dx, not dy dx. Alright, so I already have the dv dx. And I already have the change of x. Basically, I have both of this information. I just substitute in. I should be able to get my change of v, or small change in v. But then here is here you have one very important tips is you need to find the x value. The x value will be always the original value of x. So your x is changed from 6 to 6.01, right? So the original value of x will be 6. So I will need to sub in my x equal to 6 here first for my dv dx. So I should have pi. 6 minus 5 is 1. 18 minus 9 will be 9. So it should be 9 pi. Alright, so therefore my change of v will equals to 9 pi multiply 0.01. So will equals to 0.09 pi. Alright, this is my change of the volume. Alright, I hope you at least understand what I'm doing. Why the pi can be taken out? Because pi is just a constant value. You can insert the pi and differentiate also, you still get the same result one. Yeah, or you want to take it out and differentiate, both should be okay. Can teach the vector. I have the vector video, you feel free to check it out. Yeah, the volume of the sphere here, the only purpose is just to confuse you. They doesn't have any purpose here. To find the maximum value, use the d2y dx square, right? Basically not right. Basically, the second derivative, which is the d2y dx squared, is only for you to determine, to decide whether the value is maximum or minimum. It doesn't help you to find the maximum or minimum value. If you want to find the maximum or minimum value of your volume, basically you differentiate one time is enough. You just do the dvdx equals 0, and then you find out the x value, you sub back to the v equation, then you will get your maximum or minimum volume. But then sometimes, because you do not know which x value to sub to get you maximum, and then you need to differentiate second time to understand either it's maximum or minimum. But you can easily know that by substitute the x value back into the v equation, see which value is bigger. Which value is bigger means it's a maximum. Which value is smaller means it's minimum. Because dv dx equals 0, it can be maximum or minimum. Okay? Alright, I'm going to move on to the part C. How to get x equals to 6? X equals to 6 is the original values of x. Because here, they're trying to tell you x is increased from 6. That means original x is basically 6. It increased from 6 to 6.01. So we know the change of x is basically 0.01. But then the 6 is the original value of x. So remember, in order to do a small change, your dy dx or dv dx always sub the original value of x. Okay? So if the vector like 5u is the magnitude, no, magnitude they must tell you is a magnitude. Or else u and a and b is basically, it can be a different thing. Basically, you want to find the magnitude, you have to do you want to find the magnitudes, basically you need to do a Pythagoras. Can you do linear programming later too? Actually I kind of lazy to do linear programming. But yeah, you can try to do the linear programming by yourself. Is basically just need to understand the question, get the correct inequality, and then draw it out. If you want to choose the linear programming, but you do not know how to do, actually I have one specific video to teach students how to do linear programming. You can check it out there. And in fact, this motion along the straight line is very easy. Okay, so let's do these questions. So a ball P move along a straight line with the velocity P is given by velocity P is 3 plus 8t minus 3t squared, where t is the time in a second after passing through the fixed point O. This sentence only tell you s equals 0, t equals 0. Okay, because they tell you they start to calculate the time after he leave O. That means at the origin O here, time haven't started to calculate. So at the O itself, time will be 0. Yeah, another ball Q move along the straight line passing through the O when velocity equals to -6. That means for the particle Q here at O here, velocity equals to -6. This one trying to tell you what? When time equals to 0 and v will equals to -6, because at origin that time when velocity is -6, that means this is the information they're trying to tell you for Q. So velocity of the Q here. And what's the purpose of this information? This purpose is very obvious. They want you to help you. They want this information to help you to find the C value. Because I guess later you need to get a V equation by integrate A. But when you integrate A, you will get some expression here plus C. And you will need to find this C by using this information. Yeah, they always happen like this. There's no surprise. So basically, the purpose of this one is to help you to find. This purpose is help you to find C later. Alright, and then move with the acceleration. Yeah, we have P and Q here. Q, they give us acceleration, P that give us velocity. Alright, initial velocity, see the word initial is mean t equals to 0. So initial velocity of P, this is P, right? Just make t equals 0. Velocity of p equals to 3 plus 0 minus 0. So equals to 3. Alright, so very easy. 1 mark is a bonus mark. If you understand the keywords of initial, mean t equals 0. Okay, so find the time in a second when the ball p stop instantaneously. Stop means what? Stop means velocity equals 0, right? So yeah, it's another bonus mark here. I make 0 equals to 3 plus 8t minus 3t squared here. So solve this equation. I make t squared positive by multiply the negative. So I factorize it. 3t and t, this one should be 3 and 1 minus and plus. T equals to negative 1 over 3, t equals to 3. Definitely I will reject the negative because time cannot be negative, right? So you will get t equals to 3. Alright, so yeah, that's why I say it's a bonus mark. So t equals to 3. Alright, so calculate the total distance by the ball P in the first 4 seconds after passing through O. Alright, this one is a little bit difficult if you do not understand about this topic. Okay, basically the particle start from O. The particle start from O. The particle will keep on travel until the 3rd second. When t equals to 3, the particle going to make a U-turn, and then they will stop at somewhere when t equals to 4. How I know? Because every time the particle want to make a U-turn, the particle must stop for a while. Must stop for a while is what indicate that when v equals to 0. So when v equals to 0 here, it indicates the particle actually will stop for a while. So when I get v equals to 0, t equals to 3 here, I know actually means the particle will stop when time equals to 3. And then it asks me to find the first 4 seconds. That means I need to find the distance the particle travel from 0 to 3 and from 3 to 4. So therefore, I need to find the distance travel from 0 to 3, and I need to find the distance travel from 3 to 4. Okay, so this is the idea here. So if you understand this idea, so I will straight away do here. Okay, so I know in order to find the distance, I need to integrate velocity to get the displacement. So I integrate v p from 0 to 3 because I want to get the distance they travel from 0 to 3. I integrate same thing vp from 3 to 4. Because whenever they U-turn, I will just separate them. Alright, so I have my v equation, which is 3 plus 8 minus 3t squared. Plus, same thing here. One of the distance will get negative, so later you have to add the modulus by yourself. By the way, this is 8t minus 3t squared. Yeah, 8t minus 3t squared. Alright, so I will just integrate here. So I have 3t plus 8t squared over 2, 4t squared. Minus 3t cubed over 3, so it will be t cubed. Okay, 3, 0. So this one will be the same thing. 3t plus 4t squared minus t cubed, 3, 4. Alright, then I can get my 4 mark by solving this thing. 0 is nice, I don't need to do 0 because it will minus 0. Then I will just type everything into my calculator, and I should be able to get a nice number here, which is 18 here. And then this one plus, you plug in the 4 here, you should be able to get, because I did this one just now, you should be able to get something like 12 plus 64 minus 64 minus 18. Yeah, so yeah, you will get 18. This one will give you negative 6, it's not mistaken, so you will plus 6. So the total distance travel should be 24. So we just substitute the 3 into all the t, minus you substitute 0 into all the t, and then you do the same thing for another one. So can you try doing it by drawing the velocity time graph? Yes, you can, but you're going to take time to actually draw the velocity time graph, right? I mean, like, what is the point of doing that? How you know tandem? Elvin, I'm not sure I understand your questions. Alright, so yeah, this is how I get the distance here. Okay, so done this part, and then I got the last part. They asked me to find the velocity of the Q when the ball P is at the maximum velocity. Okay. So if the ball P have the maximum, so that means I understand is mean dv dt equals 0. So is differentiate this one, I will have 8 minus 6t equals 0. Then my t should equal to 4 over 3. Alright, but then they ask about velocity of the Q. So I have the Q equation somewhere here. Yeah, I have the Q equation here. They ask about velocity of the Q. So basically I need to find the equation of the Q here. So equation of the Q should be integrate A. So in order to get velocity of the Q, I need to integrate A here, dt. So I need to integrate 6t minus 6. So when I integrate this one, I should get 3t squared minus 6t plus c. This is my velocity of the Q. So I have this information to help me to find c, right? When velocity of Q equals to 6, t equals to 0, so c equals to negative 6, sorry. So velocity of the Q should be 3t squared minus 6t minus 6. Alright, I can get the velocity easily by plugging my time into here. So velocity of Q should be 3, 4 over 3 squared minus 6, 4 over 3 minus 6. So you solve it, type everything into a calculator, you will get the velocity correct. And it's a 4 mark because you need to differentiate P and then you need to find Q and then sub the P value of the time back into Q. Yeah, it's a little bit troublesome for this one. Yeah, you kind of need to understand. Alright, so yes, index number. Alright, so let's do the index number. Yeah, find x, y, z. Normally this 3 mark and this 3 mark is the bonus mark, and this 2 mark is the bonus mark also. If you understand the index number, normally for index number, if you are not so strong at MF, I will always ask you to choose the index number. Why? Because part A, B, C normally is the bonus mark. Just need to understand very basic about index number. Normally only the part D will be slightly confused. Yeah, or else you can easily get 10 marks from here. Alright, so yep, over here I'm going to use the formula for index number, which is the quantity 1 over quantity 0, which is the base value, multiply 100. This is the index number formula. And then we have another formula for composite index, which is sum of IQ over sum of index number multiply weightage over sum of weightage. So we usually have two formulas for index number. So yeah, composite index later. Alright, we do this one first. So let's say I want to find x. So my index number is 2007 based on 2005. So it's 80. So index number will be 80. So the 2007 will actually right on the top is x, base year, which is 2.8 times 100. Yeah, just solve this equation. You should be able to get x easily. So should be 0.8 multiply 2.8. So yeah, x should be 2.24. Alright, now I get my x is 2.24. Alright, then I do the same thing for y. So just remember base year actually right at the bottom. 2017 you have 2.6. And then base year is y, multiply 100, and then your index number will be 130. Yeah, kind of solve this equation. So I move the 100, I get 1.3 equals to 2.6 over y. y will equals to 2.6 over 1.3, y equals to 2. So equals to 2. So just a simple algebra. So you are just using one formula. Alright, the last one is to find the index number, which is z. Okay, so 2017 is 5.85 over 5 times 100. So 5.85 divided by 5 multiply 100, yeah, 117. Alright, so basically you see I didn't use any very difficult methods to actually do this. And this one Q1 over QO times 100 basically is your percentage formula you learn in your PT3 or PMR. So yeah, you should learn this one during Form 3. They just write in the formula pattern and then they call it as an index number. So make the whole thing actually sound very complicated. Actually, it's just a percentage thing. Alright, so and then I want to do a composite index, and then alright, so this over here, this one will be your I, and here this one will be your W. And I don't, oh, this is 117. I don't want to erase it. Let me use other color. Alright, so right now I want to find IW because what? Because right now I want to use my composite index formula, which is sum of IW over sum of W. So later I need to find all the IW, I need to sum it, I need to plus all of them. Sum of W is very easy because percentage is always 100. Okay, so yeah, let's multiply. 15 times 80, 1200, and 120 times 14, 1680, 130 times 45, 5850, and 117 times 26, 3042. Okay, 3042. And I will always double check is it the percentage will equals to 100 or not. 15 plus 14 plus 45 plus 26. Yeah, it's 100. Yeah, but sometimes I worry the examiner makes some mistake here. So I can get my composite index, and most of the time actually I will write out my year also, because later I might need to use it. This is 07 based on 05. Alright, so I need to sum all the IW here. So yeah, so basically you kind of need to plus all of them. So 12000 plus 1680 plus 5850 plus 3042. So I should have 11772 over 100. So my index number should be 117.72. Alright, now I have the composite index 07 based on 05, which is 117.72. Alright, then the next one over here is the cost of making the cake, making of a bag in the 2005 is 35 ringgit, and then they want to know the 2007. Yeah, because over here some students might be confused. Should you use the index number or PQ, R, or S? In fact, you doesn't use any PQ, R, S index number because what? In order to make the bag here, you kind of need to use all the ingredient, because this is all the ingredient you will use the bag. So you want to combine all the PQRS means what? You use composite index. Even though you have the composite index here 117.72, composite index is still the index number. That means you can still use back the index number formula. Composite index just the index number combine all the PQRS here. So over here, if you understand that, I will say composite index for 07, 05 is equals to 117.75 SN2. And composite formula we know, right? That means Q for 07 over Q for 05 times 100 equals to 117.72. And I want to find the price. So normally I don't use Q here because I want to find the price. So I can change the Q into P if I want. It doesn't matter. So in fact I can change all the time because this topic only asks about price. Okay, so price for 2015 we have already. Price for 2015 is 35 ringgit. So I change this one to 35 ringgit. Then I want to find the price for 2007. So what I'm doing here is I move the 100 to the other side. It becomes 1.1772 multiply Rm 35. So I will solve this one. I'm doing 1.1772 times 35. So should be RM 41.20. Now I got the price 41.20. Okay, this is how we actually solve this kind of questions. Alright, the last one. The last one, they tell you what? The cost of all items increased 14% from year 2007 to the year 2009. That means what? I can easily know my index number from 09 based on 07 because the change from 2007 to 2009, right? Increase 14% means what? I have to use 100 plus 14. 100% plus 14% with 114. Alright, this is how the index number works. Alright, then they ask us to find the composite index from 2019 based on 2015. So in order to find the index number for 09 based on 05, then I need to do something like this. I will use the index number from 09 over 07, multiply index number from 07, 05 over 100. Okay, why I do like this? This is similar like change rule. Why you can do like this? You need to make sure something. The middle year must be the same. Imagine both 07 and the middle is the same. You can simplify it. You can cut it out. You actually get 05, 09, 05, isn't it? Yup. So therefore, I use the 114 multiply 117.72 over 100. Then I will get my index number. 114 times 117.72 divided 100. So my final result should be 134.2. Alright. I guess I done already. Why over 100? I thought I can skip this part. Okay, actually it have a longer formula. Okay, you know, understand the longer formula, right? Okay, let's explain it. Okay, like this one, I can make it Q07 over Q05 times 100 equals to 117.72, right? And then when I move my 100, to the other side, it will become this one divided by 100, isn't it? Alright, if you can understand this, I want to scroll up a little bit. Okay, if you can understand this, then I will do the same thing for the second one. I will do the same thing for second one. That means the Q09 over Q07 should equals to 114 over 100. You can understand both of this, right? Alright, so if you can understand both of these, now if I want to find the I09 time based on 05, that means I need to Q09 over Q05 by 100, right? Because this is index number formula. So what I'm doing here is I want to do a chain rule for Q0905. So what I will do is I will say Q09 multiply here must be Q05, and then the middle, these two must be the same. This is what happened for chain rule, right? So must be Q07. This is what happened when I expand this one using a chain rule times 100. Alright, then I will just substitute the thing here. This is 114 over 100 multiply 117.72 over 100 times 100. And 100 I simplify. This one explain why right now I have 114 multiply 117 divided by 100. Because the student asked me why divide by 100, right? Yeah, because of this. So therefore you have a divide 100 over here. Some of the question might be using chain rule, right? So yeah, normally the last part D, you always need to use a chain rule. But because I'm so lazy and I check the marking scheme, they always can straight away multiply if you understand. So the marking scheme also doesn't use a chain rule. So when I do more and more, I straight away multiply without doing the chain rule. But if you do not understand, yeah, just use the chain rule. It's a more secure way. So please tell me what application you use to write. I want to use it as well to make a video at school about math. Yeah, basically I use the OneNote. Yeah, you can use the OneNote. It's a free. You just go to the OneNote website to download it. Yeah, it's free. Alright, I guess that's all for today. Let me stop my screen recording. So, is there any other thing you want to ask me? Yeah, we'll not do a linear programming. So, yeah, if you want the linear programming, you can go check out my video. I do have the video actually discuss about linear programming. So, how can we improve our MF mark? The easiest way is you understand yourself very well, right? You should know which topic you do worse. Yeah, you go to choose like, because you only left one day, I believe you just choose one or two topic you did worse and trying to score well in one day, like today or tomorrow, and then trying to understand it, trying to make sure you understand it, then you definitely will increase your mark very obvious one. Because you from do not understand to understand, then you will help yourself like 5 to 10 mark from there. What paper is streaming tomorrow? I'm not sure. Some ask about Kedah paper 2. Most likely I will do Kedah paper 2. Can calculator FX570EX use in SBM? Yeah, I think you can use. We still have solution of triangle. Yeah, this solution of triangle is very easy, so I guess I can just skip it. Yeah. So will motion come out in paper 1? No, motion along the straight line so far only come out in paper 2. So can teach area under the graph? Area under the graph, what do you mean? You mean the integration? I have a video for it. So can you discuss the Johor Batu Pahat paper 1? I think I already discussed the Johor paper, right? I'm not sure, but I discussed quite a lot of Johor paper. Not sure the Batu Pahat one have I covered. Don't unfollow this channel after tomorrow, guy. Yeah, you can just follow. Maybe you don't need to click the bell buttons, but yeah, maybe I will teach about STPM or A level. If some of you plan to take it, you might be benefit from this channel as well. And please help me to share my channel to your junior. I need more subscribers. So do you have a videos for differentiation? Yes, I have a lot of video about differentiation. Please check it out. So do you already make a video about solution of triangle of 3 dimension? I'm not sure. I discussed quite a lot of solution of triangle. Should have 3 dimension. Or else you go to check my BAC MF seminar. I remember I do discuss about 3 dimension for solution of triangle. So got any tips? I don't have any tips, but actually cause some teacher actually tell me that yeah, Lembaga will actually focus on Kedah, Selangor and Negeri Sembilan. So this is the reason why I post like last few days on my community there, ask students to actually do these 3 paper. But of course I do not know this teacher very well, so I do not know whether the tips is accurate or not. But I find no reason the teacher need to cheat to me. So I mean need to lie to me. So I kind of believe the teacher. So I tell my student no harm to do more. So yeah, go ahead to do it. Can you approve my request of joining the Facebook group? Yes, join my Facebook group, right? Make sure you fill up the 3 information. How old are you? Which school are you from? Why you want to join the channel? Then I will definitely approve you. So can you explain motion where 2 particles meet each other? Can explain the concept of it? I believe I have the video for it, but if you ask me now, I'm not sure why they doesn't ask me, let me to draw. Something wrong about this paper right now. Yeah, let's say you have 2 particles A and B. In order to make them meet each other, they will definitely travel at a different speed. They meet each other. That means over here, when they meet, right? Something I for sure I know is they will have the same time. That means t value will be the same, and then they will have same displacement. Yeah, so you kind of need to like make both equations equal and then solve it, you should be able to get the same time and same displacement. Nice wallpaper. Thanks. So got any tips for this exam? I explained already. So really helped me a lot, more than my school MF teacher. Yeah, your MS teacher in the school teach you for 2 years. You should appreciate also, because it's not easy to be a teacher. So what is the baseline for MF? Yeah, a lot of students ask about this every year. I heard it's quite low. But if you aim for credit, I mean, as an MS student, you should at least aim for credit. I heard about 20 to 30. So yeah, it's quite easy to get your credit. I will miss you, sir. Yeah, definitely I will miss all of you also. You can always find me on my YouTube channel or on my YouTube group, or even you can add me in my Instagram. We can keep in touch there. So YouTube pay you how much? It's about 100 USD, about 400 ringgit per month. So which paper you find harder based on the year? Normally I find the old paper is harder, but then recently the recent state paper, they add a lot of K-bar questions, also quite hard. You can check out the last year MRSM, actually it's quite hard. For one video, actually YouTube doesn't count like that one, because the YouTube actually count like every 1,000 view on advertising, they will pay you 80 cents to 1 ringgit, 80 cents to 1 USD. For every 1,000 view on advertising, I say advertising, not view on your video, because most of us, including myself, also skip the advertising, right? So it's not easy to earn money from YouTube. Whoever want to be a YouTuber, you please think twice. So do like last year, you make live K-bar question only before the exam. Yeah, a lot of students ask me to do K-bar only before the exam. Yeah, I try to collect some K-bar questions from the state paper, but I'm not sure it's a good idea or not, because normally one day before the exam, I shouldn't like break your confidence, right? I should make you more confident to go into exam hall, because like one day before you see a lot of K-bar questions, maybe you will worry more. Oh my god, I don't understand this question. How am I going to go to exam? So I'm still not sure, but I will announce like tomorrow. Do you teach UEC syllabus? I'm not sure, because right now I heard UEC basically they also take IGCSE. Yeah, because yeah, even a lot of a lot of students ask me to teach about UEC. I see the syllabus, I kind of I do not understand the Mandarin over there. Even the trigonometry they call 三角函数, I already like stuck for a while. What is that? Yeah, but I heard UEC right now have English version. Maybe I can check it out. So yeah, a lot of you actually like so worried about the K-bar over here. So I like my advice is you make sure you do well on non-K-bar first, because I guess the K-bar they will actually keep it at about 20%. So even though you can't do all the K-bar, I believe you can still get your A plus or A1. So no need worry about K-bar. But normally most of the K-bar you should be already see from the past year paper or from the state paper already. So you should be able like 20% of the K-bar question, you at least like 20 mark, you can get like 6 to 10 mark from there. So like it's not end of the world, but make sure the simple question all you get correct. Because I realize nowadays a lot of students they like so focused on K-bar because they want to get correct in the K-bar. But like what I said, not all the K-bar question is easy. Some K-bar question might spam you 15 minutes to 30 minutes to do one question. But in fact, I will ask my student to skip the K-bar first and do finish all the simple question, then only you come back to do K-bar. So is still teacher or not? I no longer teach in school, so not considered as a teacher. What is the formula of the straight line? You see my YouTube channel, you know. So what's the chapter I should focus to pass the MF? If you want to pass, you focus on those like solution of triangle, coordinate geometry, linear law, index number. Maybe you just skip differentiation and integration. You skip motion along a straight line. Circular measure. Yeah, so some chapter is quite easy. You can just focus on it. I feel the Quebec question is different each of them, so I don't think doing the before one is worth it. Basically, when you do like me, I do a lot of K-bar question. Like you kind of can see the pattern already. Yeah, like you go back to past year question, like the bowl question, right? You're going to rotate the bowl, and then the bowl will get a volume, and then ask you to find the volume of the bowl. Yeah, that type of question, right? Actually, they just modified only. Basically, you see 1 year they ask you to kick the ball, and then the ball will have different shape. The K-bar question also modify from there. Basically, those questions they want the student to understand the pattern of the quadratic equation. So you have an x squared equation, you need to able to visualize it, then you only will know how it rotates, how to find the coordinate and so on. And most of the K-bar question, you need to determine the x-axis and y-axis by yourself. Yeah, so you kind of need to have some understanding on quadratic. Sometimes you need to use the complement square, sometimes you need to use the differentiation to do it. Yeah, so I would say you can try to like do a lot of K-bar from the state paper, because I think the SBM one will be similar, and you should expect 1 or 2 K-bar question in the XBM is that you never see before. So it's not something like end of the world like what I say. Just try to use your understanding on MF and try to do like step by step. But you do those 2 questions at last, after you finish all other questions. Yeah, I am a tuition teacher. Yeah, basically tuition is what I make for my living. We need how many marks in order to get credit? I guess it's about 30 marks. So you have Malay friend? Yeah, I definitely have Malay friend. I came from Malay school. But even though my Malay is very bad, but I came from Malay school. But a long time never keep in touch with them. But when I go to university, I have some Malay friend also. Yeah, she actually joined the student council, so we add friend in Facebook. Yeah, we still keep in touch sometimes. Teacher, on the Thursday we have 4-hour gaps. You can do live at that time? Maybe you got some pocho. uh, I'm not sure is that a good idea or not. But you can tell me like what is the 4-hour gap there? Is it from what time to what time? Maybe I will do a live streaming during that time. But can student bring the phone to the school? Because in my time, student is not allowed to bring the phone to the school. If you have no phone, how are you going to join the live streaming? Is completing MF syllabus in 2 months is possible? If yes, then chance of scoring high grades. I'm not sure about 2 months, but I do help quite a lot of students from about 4 months, and then they're from like failed like 5 marks, 6 marks, and then up to A minus. So I still think it's possible, because A minus in SPM is quite low. I guess it's about 55 to 60. So yeah, so I guess 4 to 5 months is possible, but 2 months from fail to A, I think is quite challenging. But from fail to credit, I think it's possible. Oh, so your gap between is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., isn't it? Any strategy for time management for paper 1 and paper 2? Like what I always say, in order to do well in time management part, what you need to do is you flip the paper, like you have the one stack or a full stack paper, right? So like each page you just put like question 1, question 2 is the second page. Or even though if you have a lot of full stack paper, you leave like 1, 2 for question 1, 3, 4 for question 2, like that. And then you just flip the question, and then you see the question. If you read the question already, you don't understand, you just skip. do the question when you read already, because those questions you can do when you read finish, you already know how to do. When you read finish, you have no idea what the question is talking about. Just skip first, go for the next question, so you leave some space on the foolscap paper over there. Because I always recommend students to arrange the question 1, 2, 3, 4 accordingly to make the examiner easier to mark. When the examiner easiest to mark your paper, then the examiner will have better mood. When the examiner have better mood, then it might mark your paper carefully and give you more mark. So yeah, don't try to challenge the examiner, like jump the question 1 to 5 and then go back to 2 and then trying to write your number nicely. You can understand examiner one day they need to mark so many paper. If they cannot read your number, I don't think they will like do a lot of effort to trying to read your number. So make sure you write your number, you multiply your fraction, or that write it nicely and write as pretty as possible. Means the word when I read, I know what is going on. And yeah, try to make your exam paper look very clean. Don't like you draw everywhere of your exam paper. Yeah, if you want to like sketch the thing, you try to sketch on a empty paper first, and then only you draw on your foolscap paper. So, sir, do you recommend 迟迟睡 just for math? Normally I do not recommend burn the midnight oil for no matter math or MF. Whenever you want to do the math paper, because not enough sleep definitely will affect your performance during the exam time. But because you are young, some students can like no sleep and straight away go for exam. But I study psychology one, and I graduate from psychology. In psychology, we strongly believe not enough sleep will affect your memory. You find out those like 10A, 11A students, they sleep a lot one. Because when you sleep, right, what your brain do is they're trying to reorganize what you already study, what you already memorize. They will do the work during your sleep. So if you don't want to sleep, you doesn't give your brain have a chance to reorganize what you already memorize. So for me, you ask me, at least sleep 5 hours before your SPM, and then please trying to eat something like vitamin C, blueberry or whatsoever to boost your immune system. Because when you are stressed and not enough sleep, you will get sick very easily. Like me, I will get flu very easily, and then definitely will affect your performance a lot. So yes, sleep well, eat well. Yes, this is something quite important. Is getting credit possible by studying for one day? No, I don't think it's possible. Because MF, you need to understand so many things. So what is the mark to get at least A minus? I say A minus is about 50 to 60, 50, 58, something like that. So MF, how to 掌握? Basically, you need to do a lot of practice in order to like competent in MF. You kind of need to do a lot of practice from past year paper, from state paper. Yeah, if you are right now, you still like think you are those failed students. What my last minute recommendation for you is focus on 5 chapters, like what I say just now: coordinate geometry, linear law, circular measure, solution of triangle, and index number. Try to study these 5 chapters. At least each of these do one past year question and try to understand it. No need to do 10 past year question. One of it do one past year question and try to fully understand that question. I hope in the SPM it will come out very similar one and you will get mark from there, and then can help you at least pass or get credit from it. If I'm depression before SPM can also affect. Yes, definitely depression will affect your mood to study also. If you are depression, I don't think you have mood to study, and then you kind of like give up already. So definitely will affect your performance. Is it from 26 to C possible? Yeah, 26 to C is highly possible because C in SPM MF is very low. So please speak in Malay. Saya punya bahasa Melayu is sangat teruk. Yeah, my BM is very bad. So live streaming tomorrow what time? Most likely will be at night. Yeah, if I have time and energy, and maybe I will do one more at afternoon. Yeah. If my math is great but my MF is very bad, will it affect my resume? Definitely. It will affect what subject you want to take. You want to study actuarial science, engineer, and all this, your MS is bad, definitely you have to skip those. If you want to study medicine, you want to study pharmacy, your MS is bad, I guess it will affect also. So, because as what I know, medicine and pharmacy, you need to take A level, and A level will need MF. But maybe you can join it, you can go in, your MF is bad, if math is good, you can still go into the A level. But A level need a lot of MF knowledge, so make sure you do well when you take the A level. Yeah, use pen or pencil, always use pens. Guy, never use pencil. Yeah, actually, I kind of starving now. So, what is the standard for what standard for C is low? I have faith now, so yeah. So actually quite easy to get credit lah. So far I don't have student who never get credit yet. Yeah. Yeah, get C is very easy. As long as you just focus few chapter, you already got C. So you teach further math? No, I'm studying further math myself. Yeah, because trying to challenge myself, but I heard further math is quite hard. So can you teach Tota 101? Yeah, last time actually I got the thought about doing something like that, but eventually I didn't do that. So how do you very good in MF? I want to be like you. Um, Same thing. You go to teach someone. Trust me, a lot of student or teacher, they will think that, even teacher, they also think that when you teach someone, actually it's the student who benefit. But because I'm a teacher and I also graduated from psychology, we learn a lot about teaching and peer learning. So basically, when you're teaching someone, you are the one who learn more, because you when you teach someone, the person who being taught not necessarily understand, but you teach someone actually can help yourself understand better. So I always tell my student, you need to go, if you are good in math or MA, always go to teach other student or your friend. Actually can help you understand the topic better. Alright, so yeah, I guess that's all for tonight. So yeah, it's quite long for this live streaming. If you are taking SPM this year, I mean Thursday, make sure right now you shouldn't go to sleep. You should go to study. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, just go to have some good rest, and then it's possible try to do one or two more paper. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow definitely. And do your last preparation for the MF. I hope all of you can get A, at least A minus. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.